Hi, my name is Brandon Marin, and I am going to be bringing you some acoustic guitar tips and tricks. And in this video today, I want to talk about a tip for the acoustic guitar, and that is the importance of dynamics. Now, dynamics are important in every song, in every genre, but really when we're talking about playing in church or praise and worship music, especially if we're talking about an acoustic guitar, there's a good chance that we're probably going to be playing a few contemporary worship songs. And I would argue that dynamics are even more important when it comes to a contemporary song. A lot of times contemporary songs are a little more simplistic when it comes to the chord structure and things like that compared to like a gospel song. But the dynamics, even though maybe it doesn't seem complicated, or if you listen to it, it doesn't sound like they're doing anything too difficult. Underneath those chords and underneath how the song is moving and shaping are the dynamics of the song, which really help move the song and help kind of take you from the beginning of the song to the end of the song. So dynamics are very important, and I want to discuss some tips when it comes to dynamics on the acoustic guitar. The first thing is finger picking, or just picking even with a guitar pick. And to kind of explain this, first I want to say there's not necessarily like a wrong or a right way to pick. You can pick with your fingers, and really my only tip or guidance I would give to picking is if you're picking just kind of in a normal 4/4 song, I would say to hit the bass note on the 1 and hit the higher notes on the 3. So that would sound something like this. If I'm counting in 4/4, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So hitting the bass note on the 1 and your higher notes on the 3, and that kind of is what like a drum set is doing. So a drum is going to hit the kick drum on the 1 and then the snare on the 3. So it's kind of mimicking that same rhythmic style of a drum. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So I think if you pick like that, you're generally going to be okay. It's going to probably sound pretty good. Now, that's not a right or a wrong way to pick. Again, there's a lot of different ways you can pick and styles and things like that. But I think just for a real simple kind of a finger picking method, that's a good place to start. And then also, you can do that same method with a guitar pick. So you can pick that same kind of pattern, but just use a pick instead. And if you use a pick, it might sound a little bit heavier, a little bit more dynamic than a finger pick. A finger pick is going to be a little bit softer than using a guitar pick. And so a song that kind of talks about this is a song called "This Is a Move." So if we played the intro of "This Is a Move," it would sound something like this. So it's a picking intro, and the music's down, and there's a couple other instruments in, but the acoustic is really carrying the intro and being showcased here. But again, the music's still down, so the acoustic is in, it's present, but it's not, it's not full-in strumming. But it's using that picking method to be there and be present and carry the song, but not be too dynamic at the start of the song. And then the next thing I want to talk about in dynamics is soft strumming or single strumming. And again, this is a move if we go into the chorus. If we're playing a down chorus, we might play something like, "We are here for you, come and do what you do." So we might play something like that. So kind of hitting a chord, letting it ring out, or strumming the chord even just a little bit softer than. So your dynamics and actually how hard you're hitting the chord or strumming the chord make a big difference too. The next thing I want to talk about is something called a palm mute. And palm mutes are pretty cool, and they give you some ability to affect the dynamics of the song. An example of this would be on the song "Give Me Jesus." So verse 1 of this song, the acoustics in, again, it's kind of carrying the verse of this song. It's the predominant instrument, but it's not full-on strumming, playing as loud as you can on the acoustic either. They're using this method that's called a palm mute. And so to accomplish a palm mute, the name kind of gives it away, but you're going to place your palm here right above your the bridge pins of your guitar. So right above that, in between there and the sound hole, you're going to just rest your palm, or the edge of your palm here, on the strings, and instead of a big open chord like that, it's going to sound a little more muted by using your hand to kind of dampen the strings. So in the verse of this song, "Give Me Jesus," it kind of does something like this. Again, compared to not having a palm mute and just kind of playing that full strum. So obviously you can hear there's a big difference there. So palm muting is a great tool to use in terms of the dynamics of a song, and playing a section a little bit softer or building the section a little bit bigger. Using palm muting can really help you do that. Another thing that you can use in terms of dynamics are your actual chord shapes. So in the song "Glorious Day," the intro, the acoustic guitar plays the intro of this song, and he's playing a D chord on the acoustic guitar, but he's not playing a full D chord like with all of the strings. He's playing really just an octave. So the song comes in, and the acoustic is strumming pretty full on. It's not necessarily soft, or it's not finger picking or anything like that. It's pretty full on, but by not playing the full D chord and just playing the octave, so the low D and the high D, by just playing those two notes instead of a full chord, you can play and strum through and play a little harder, but still not necessarily sound like the acoustic's full in. So it sounds something like this. As opposed to. So I just played the same chords in both of those sections, but obviously you can hear that one sounds a lot more bigger, a lot more built, a lot more full than the other one that sounds a little bit more laid back, a little bit more reserved. So by just manipulating your chord shapes, it can help you accomplish the dynamics of a song, whether you're bringing it down or bringing it up. The last thing I want to talk about in terms of dynamics is strumming patterns, and we're going to stick with the song "Glorious Day," and we're going to go to the bridge. And as the bridge kind of starts soft, kind of with this feel again, so I'm just playing that D octave, and it starts soft there, and then it kind of starts to build from there. So when the vocalist flips up, so we go from playing the octave to playing the full D chord, and we're just playing like half notes on here. So we're playing on the 2 and the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's going to go to the next chord, which is a B minor, and it's going to go from playing half notes to playing quarter notes. So and it's going to go to eighth notes. On my name, I ran out of that grave. So from half notes to quarter notes to eighth notes you can hear as you start affecting or changing the strumming pattern, you can hear how it starts to gradually build. And you do that on the acoustic guitar, and the other instruments in the band do that, and you really feel the song start to build from just starting soft at the top of the bridge all the way up to going back into the chorus with a full band. So these are several types of techniques and tips that will help you accomplish dynamics in a song, be more effective in building a song and bringing a song down. And so I hope that you can take these tips and tricks and implement them into your playing, and I hope that they will help you with the acoustic guitar.